What's up, beautiful people? It is 9:56 p.m. and I'm had a late one today. We're currently meeting with ad agencies to help us to implement some paid ad strategies because our organic client acquisition is super strong at Ben McDowell Coaching, and really we're looking at okay, how do we take it to the next level so that we can pave the way for our clients? But I really wanted to talk about today, when you have slow months in your business, everyone has them, even us, like at 50K per month. I want to share really vulnerable about the journey on this podcast. We're on day 6 now, and I'm really loving sharing every single day. Honestly, it's given me an opportunity to just open up, really share with people what the exact journey is, how it looks, without any of that fake shit like that you see online, because I know that it paints like an unrealistic expectation of what actually happens for people once they actually do get a successful business. And I'd really like to share something real. That's like my intention above everything else, is that I share to you here this real journey so that you can have a concrete and accurate experience, so that when you actually scale your business to 50K per month, that you'll be prepared, and you'll be prepared for those challenges. You'll know what those hurdles are ahead of time, and you'll be able to optimize on them, because I believe that all challenges and hurdles are just learning experiences that we can use to take ourselves to the next level. So yeah, today I want to share with you how we actually treat slow months, how we optimize on them, how we actually turn our slowest months into our biggest months. Because really what's important isn't that you don't experience a bad thing, such as a slow month in your business. It's actually that you know how to turn them around. And this is called in NLP a recovery strategy. It's how do you recover from something that is like undesirable or non-amazing, right? Because, and really when you're scaling a business, like 90% of the time, things are not going right and things are breaking behind the scenes, because you're building something that mostly people that are building coaching businesses, consulting and agencies, they usually haven't built a business to success in the past. So they don't know how to prepare for those times where things do go wrong. So firstly, I want to thank everyone for jumping on to our lives. I want to really thank everyone that subscribed to our YouTube channel recently. Type in Ben McDowell on YouTube. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, I would really appreciate it. But we've had about 25 people subscribe in the last day or two, and now we're up to 125, I think. So it may not seem many for some people, but for us, we're really proud of that, because I've put over 100 videos onto that channel, and I've really honed the craft of how to speak about scaling a business successfully and in a really smart way, not just doing lots of work and working lots of hours. Yeah, working effectively, but also, and putting in those hours, but really working in a leveraged way that is really mindful of how you spend your time. And so you can have a successful relationship with, a partner, or you can have a family, or you could have your health could be successful. This is super important for me when I scale and I'm scaling my business, that I really maintain these areas of life, because I know that without health, I don't have the ability to enjoy the wealth. And without having people that I love around me and that are important to me, having those relationships be really fed in the right way, then having a successful business doesn't even matter. Because I would just be lonely and just not have any fulfillment around me. I'd have no one to share it with. So for me, I don't want a successful business if I can't have a good health and great relationships. So I'm just documenting the journey on these podcast episodes, on my journey from 2K per month to 500K per month. I'm sharing based on what I know. So what I know is how to scale businesses from 0 to 50K per month, because that's where we're at consistently. And it's really online high ticket service businesses. This isn't e-commerce. This isn't other kind of SaaS businesses. This is more for anyone that's a coach, a consultant, or an agency owner that is on this journey. And for you, it's a serious goal that you want to actually get to 50K per month for whatever reason. So how do you deal with those months which do go a bit slower? Say you've hit a 50K month, or you've hit a 10K month, or you've gotten your first clients, or you got 20K month, and then you noticed that it went down. So what's super important to understand is if it went down, how do you actually optimize? So I'm going to share with you a couple of different tips in this live on what you can do. And what I do is what most people do is they try and sell non-ideal current clients into future offers. But it's not a good idea, because you don't want to be selling clients that aren't the best fit for your offer just to get money. It's not a good idea. You don't want to be if you're not having good months in your business, you don't want to be like selling the wrong person. You don't want to be allowing the wrong fit into your service, because if you allow people just because they have a credit card and a heartbeat and a pulse, then it's not a long-term thinking. It's not going to carry you to a successful long-term place. Because look, there's going to be fires in the delivery. If they're not the right fit, and you know that in the sales call, you're asking for trouble in the delivery. You're asking for them to consume a lot of time and energy. And I'd probably like create a lot of negative emotional experiences if you do keep them going. So it's not a good idea to do that. I'll tell you a couple of things that I do when my months are a bit slower, because look, as I said, people have slow months all throughout business. And anyone that tells you like, oh, we're just consistently scaling and there's no issues, or like, oh, we're just always having a good time in business, this is not true. Like, this is never a truth. If it was, then it's just never the truth. If it was, then everyone would buy their programs like straight away, and like they would never have to market their programs. So so what I want to share with you is really the way I think. Before I teach you strategies, I want to teach you how I think about slow months. When I'm having a slow month and say that I'm not hitting my goals, like it's a huge thing for coaches and consultants, the guilt and the shame around not hitting your goals, it's massive. And I really want to talk about it and speak to it like openly with everyone that follows us, because you've got nothing to feel bad about if you sometimes don't hit your goals. Really, what's important is to understand that guilt and shame are a self-inflicted punishment that we give. And it's literally from our childhood, this conditioning that if I don't get my goal, there's something wrong with me, or I've done something wrong. It's just because of the punishment we got as kids. So like, you can let go of it, because as an entrepreneur, really, when you don't get your goals, you've got the most learnings available, and you can look at what didn't happen, and you can actually say, okay, what skills am I missing? Like, it all comes down to just learning skills. So say like, you didn't get your goals. Well, what you want to do is you want to look at, okay, if it was a revenue-based goal, where was the first part in the process that was the issue? This is the thinking I want to really pass on. So say you look at the first stage, you say, cool, like, firstly, was there leads coming in? Cool. Then was there appointments? You just look at your process, your sales process. Okay, was there sales? Where was the first place where there was a bottleneck? And just work there on the next month. That will fix it, and then you will notice you're closer to getting your goals. You just work systematically. This is how you remove negative emotions from scaling your business. So if you haven't gotten your goals in the past, you're welcome to the club. Like, do you know how many months in the 4.5 years that I've been doing this, I haven't gotten my goals? There's been a lot of months. And one time I set a goal, like I wanted to make $1 million in like a year, and I didn't get it. And like, I had a choice to feel bad about it, or to feel like, okay, let's use this to grow. And I used it to grow, and then I was able to overcome the bottleneck, right? So we've got this choice. When we have slow months, how do we see it? Like, when we're not getting our goals, and we're not achieving things, and we feel like, oh, I should be further ahead in my like progress towards my goal. Like, how do you treat yourself, and how do you actually respond to that, and how do you see it? So the thinking really that I like to adopt is that, okay, immediately if I'm not getting my goals, I just say, okay, where are the learnings and what are the skills to develop? Okay, so really the 3 skills to develop if you're ever falling behind on your goals is you should drop everything and you should just study marketing, sales, and building, like how to build things. Like team building is really the key thing. So marketing, sales, team building. Like, if you're ever stuck in your business, just start reading books on this stuff. Like, it's just free books, ebooks, online, read articles. You're gonna get better. I read a book a week. I aim to read a book or 2 a week on the subjects. And honestly, like, I used to feel really bad if I wasn't reaching my goals, and then I realized actually I was choosing not to learn, and I was actually just stepping away from the learning plate. So when I'm having slow months, I just think about, okay, what is that key skill to master that's going to take me to the next level? So right now for us, it's lead generation. So I'm just reading lots of marketing books, and that's all it is. Sorry, it's not more dramatic. That's pretty much it. So what do we do though strategically? Because that's my thinking. If I'm having a slow month in my business, or I'm not getting my goals in time, I look at what skill do I need to master, okay? And then the next thing is really the strategy. So how do you generate quick wins? How do you generate quick revenue? I'm going to go through a couple of strategies that we use. If you have a big client base or you have past or current clients, it's really easy just to create a no-brainer offer for them and reach out to them and offer it, right? So if you've had like over 100 sales calls in the past, you just reach out with a no-brainer offer to people that haven't actually signed up. That's like an easy thing you can do. You can also offer everyone that is on a payment plan in your current client base to pay in full if you give them a 10% off offer and then they pay in full. If they pay the rest of their payment plan off and upfront, you'll give them 10% off the payment plan in total. So they've got some savings. They're getting some savings. This is something that we sometimes do. Not always when we have slow months, but just when we feel like helping people in the client base and we feel like maybe they've had some wins, maybe they would be in a position that they could do it. That would be something that would help them win-win. So that's something you can do. You can create offers. Like one thing that I've really been playing with at the moment is like when I've got clients in the mastermind, if I think that I could create something that would help them even more on their journey, I might create like a one-off offer, see if it sells well. If they like it and if they feel like it would be good for them and they choose to take me up on it, then I could release that once or twice a year. And then that's something that is super easy to generate like additional revenue, like in the business. So one-time offers for your current clients, you can give those no-brainer offers to people you've had sales calls with. They're two really, really good strategies. And then you've got like 10% off if they pay in full when they're on a payment plan. That's a third offer that we definitely extend to our client base. And we've done like $100,000 months just from single executions on these. But you got to be really strategic about things. So really it's about planning for those like slow months, which they, as I mentioned many times on this live, they do happen. And really this live is just about explaining that, you know, they don't not happen. They don't stop happening. Like the way you consider a slow month is relative to how much you expect to be earning or you currently earn. So like for us, a slow month would be like $30,000 in a month. That's what we would consider a slow month. But for someone that's at $10,000 per month, that would be like a godly level month. So it's literally just relative on what you're used to. If someone's on $1 million per year business and they're getting 50K per month, they get 50K in a month. Then, sorry, if they're on $1 million per month in their business, they get a $50K month. Then like, that's like death. Like that's like crazy. So it's really relative. So the really last thing is a thinking piece, and I want to leave you with is like, if you've progressed and you're making more than you were like 2 years ago, 1 year ago, guys, like you're ahead of 95% of business owners. And I know that like out there on social media, like there's people doing like millions and like there's people like me doing 50K per month. But like if you're even making money, you're like in the top 5% of business owners. Most business owners don't even make money. Most of them are just, they could just quit in the first year or two. If you think about say there's 100 people that you went to primary school with, if you think about primary school, you go back and you think about like an average, like 100 people that you were in primary school with, by the time they are in their 40s, literally, I think the stats are that it's like 95% of them are just literally broke. And some of them are even dead. Some of them are not even like successful at all. So the fact that if you're even here and you've created paid clients and you're creating clients, even if it's inconsistently, like you are literally ahead, not just of the 100 people that you went to school with, but you're ahead of most people in the coaching and consulting industry. Like a lot of people that look like they're winning online, they're not winning. Like they're really broke. They're probably not even turning a profit. I know a lot of the 7-figure business coaches, they're all broke, guys. Like most of them are broke. I know them on a personal level. And I know that then they're overwhelmed. Like they're not, like, don't believe all of the branding. I say this because like, if I'm even consistently getting the same amount of revenue and goes up every now and then, I'm so grateful. And really this level of gratitude that all growth is positive, and if it goes down, then really what it's about is getting the learnings and understanding, okay, what skills do I need to master? It really changes the way you think about scaling your business to becoming like you-centered. It makes it become about growing you. You let go of that external attachment to the money or the clients and what you think it's going to do for you in terms of your identity. I'll tell you right now, the money comes, the money goes. It doesn't stay, and nothing stays from the money. It's actually who you become in the process that is the most valuable thing. And really it's from like who you become in the process comes from the books you read, the courses you do, the experiences you have. And this is what I really want to pass on to people in this journey of joining me for this 500K Founder podcast, is that the wealth that you receive through scaling to 500K per month, the most very valuable thing is like who you become in the process. So if you get to 500K per month through cheating, stealing, and backstabbing, then you're going to feel like you're worth nothing at the end of that. But if you can get there through integrity, through valuing your health, valuing your relationships, you're going to feel like you're worth 500K per month. Like you're going to feel like you're literally millionaire status inside. And for me, that's what it's worth. Like that's what's important. And I believe you can do it. By the way, welcome Scott, welcome Alexandra. I believe that that's really the only way to be consistent over the decades and stay relevant, because what gets people to be successful over the decades is relevancy. And what gets you to be relevant is by being self-governed with core principles that outlast time and trends. And some core principles that everyone resonates with is that forgiveness is a good thing. Doing things for others and helping other people is one of the best feelings ever. And giving back is something that makes you feel good. These are all core principles. Having integrity and sticking by your word, that's something that people always agree with. Having respect for yourself, for people, all of these things are what we call core principles. And if you can be a beacon for core principles, people will follow you. People will want to hear what you have to say. If you can get the courage to speak truthfully about core principles that matter, that have substance, then people aren't going to want to take their eyes off of you. And for us, we don't want to just be one of those business coaches that just talks about business all the time, makes your eyes go cross-eyed, right? We want to actually speak about things that are going to change people on the inside and also give them the strategies of transforming their business so that you can develop yourself as a person and also win financially. And really what I believe at the highest level is that if we have more business owners that are developed on a personal level, we show them how to create wealth, then the world will be a better place. Because only when wealth is in the hands of responsible people that are developed in their personality can that wealth be used for a positive outcome. And that's really what we want. So thank you for joining me. My name is Ben McDowell. This is the 500K Founder, day 6. Check out our channel. I'll chuck the link into the comments. Please subscribe. Hey, Marianne, thanks for joining. Please subscribe to our channel. Would really love your attention there and your presence. Drop some comments on the videos. All of these podcast episodes are uploaded there. All of our weekly live streams to the Facebook group are uploaded there. Even some of our private support calls to the mastermind. If you're thinking about joining the mastermind, check out some of those videos. Some of those go to the mastermind. Pretty much everything that we talk about is like, you can think about it that we cover it 10 times deeper, and it hits people 10 times more potently at that level they really need in the mastermind. So if you're wanting to experience what it's like before you jump in, then check out the YouTube channel. It's a good way to find that experience. And we're all wanting experiences, okay? So have a beautiful evening. Again, it's 10:15 p.m., but I committed to doing Facebook Lives every day for 21 days. So Monday to Friday. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Have a beautiful evening.